Hello, I'm Franziska. Well, I am a chef. I'm a pastry chef and now I am a healthy chef. I love cooking, but I particularly love cooking healthy food. Coming from the background in hospitality, it was a love of just feeding people and looking after them, cooking better and more efficient. It was always the aim to get lighter, fresher, the food as good as possible, until I came across a friend who was a nutritionist, and suddenly there was another aspect to the food that I had left out, and us as chefs quite often do. And so as it is my nature, when I do something, I do it really to the extreme. I became very much involved in healthy food. Studied nutrition consulting, and since it has been my goal to get as many people to eat healthy as they can. It is so important, you know, food is something that we do every day, 2-3 times a day, and yet we often don't pay attention what we eat. It makes us who we are. Our gut makes us feel what we feel. It's not just to sustain us. It's what keeps us healthy as we get older. A real milestone for me was when in 1 year I lost 3 friends to cancer, and I thought, this is ridiculous. I need to get something happening. That's not how it should be, and I believe firmly that this is not how it should be. With what we eat is who we are, and so that made me think of how can I do something with that. So I combined what I can do, which is cooking. I love cooking. Then I learned about nutrition, how to put together the right combinations, and then to bring that to people. And that is what Foodworks is all about. I do consulting on a one-on-one basis. People who need help with their diet, because maybe they're not so well, maybe they just realize they want to make a change. Some loved one has gotten sick and it could have been avoided, possibly, most likely, in many cases, and makes them realize, hey, we have forgotten how to cook. We have forgotten the convenience and the hectic lifestyle we have. We have forgotten that cooking is actually a pleasure. It's part of the eating process. To me, it's remedial. When I don't feel so good, I cook and I feel good again. So we've forgotten that. We go to the supermarket, get a ready meal, and that is not really what our body wants. So we are putting together workshops where we learn how to learn different ways of putting together our week's plan, to incorporate all the natural nutrients that we need, and then work out so we can do it and fit into our busy schedule. My plan is to a large degree plant-based, but I'm not a prophet for just vegan food, because vegan food can be unhealthy also. I think it is well known now. Science has proven that the gut and the brain have an ultimate connection. The glia cells in the brain are exactly the same as in our gut. How we feel, you know, the old days we say our gut feeling. There's a reason, because the gut is responsible for how we feel. So we need to have fermented foods. In earlier years we used to have that in our daily life because of necessity. My mom used to make a big barrel of sauerkraut in autumn, because in winter it's snowing, there is nothing grows like in Austria. Now these days everything is available all over the world all year round, and so we don't need to do that anymore. And in many ways this is how it happened. We've got too much, and yet we're lacking nutrition. And big industry, of course, has also got a big impact on how we eat, because when the shareholder is number one, and whatever is in our food that can be marketed to be made money off is what we eat, because that is, at the end, that is the cheapest way to do it, and it's proving not to be very good for us, very healthy for us. So we have fermentation classes. We have classes where we bake without sugar, where we bake without gluten, where we incorporate a treat that is delicious and yet nutritious. Without any guilt, we can eat, and it is actually really delicious. People are often, again and again, surprised, and I know myself, being a pastry chef, when I first was confronted making a cake with no butter, no eggs, no sugar, no white flour, no white sugar, I thought, what's left to make a cake with? But it is not only just possible, it's actually really delicious.